Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Another pranam to all Prabhuji's Matajis. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vachya paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Today we'll discuss Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 6th chapter, the liberation of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, sloka number 68 onwards. Right? Right. Prabhuji Mataji, am I audible? Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Super.
Okay, fine. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Panchatattva ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Shri Shri Sadhusna Vrindavan ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nittai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So before going to our class allotted slokas today, we will discuss 5-10 minutes about the Ashtavikara. Last time also, I hope Krishna's Prabhu discussed about this topic. I unable to attend the class at that time. So today we'll discuss. Is it okay? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope everybody is seeing this screen, right? Yeah.
Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu. Perfect. Prabhu, we lost that PPT.
Okay, it's okay now.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So, topic essential.
Please now, please.
Symptoms of love. When our devotee is always intensely affected by love for Krishna in a direct relationship, his status is called a existential ecstatic love, and the symptoms originating from such love is categorized into 3: moist, burnt, dried up. There are 8 symptoms of existential ecstatic love. Srila Rupa Goswami's scientific explanation is one. Okay. This each the first 3 lines, depth meanings are there. What is intensely affected by love for Krishna? Very important, this one. We are intensely affected. How it is possible when something goes wrong to the baby, mother crying, mother running? What is the difference? What is the reason that one? Because the child and the mother having the strong connectivity, garbhavasam. So similarly, the Jivatma should anchor, Jivatma should cry to get love of Krishna. That is why it's called intensely. That is mean intensely affected. The status is called existential ecstatic love. This basically three symptoms. Categories three: moist, burnt, and dried up. So when we go in detail, when the vital force of life is in contact with the earth, one is stunned. Becoming stunned, perspiring, standing of hairs on the body, faltering of voice, trembling, changing of bodily color, tears, devastation. So when the vital force of life is in contact with the earth, one is stunned. Basically, the Atma. The Atma is connected with the earth, one is stunned. Because our body is made of Panchabhuta. Vital force of life with water, shedding of tears. Vital force of life with the fire, respiration, burning sensation. Vital force of life with the sky, devastation. Vital force of life with the air, trembling, falling of voice, failing of the voice, standing of the air from the body. These symptoms are sometimes manifested internally and externally both. The pure devotee always feels such expressions within himself, being afraid of the outsiders. He does not generally manifest them externally. So we have seen before Madhavendra Puri story also. He doesn't want to show his symptoms. That's why he want to run away from the Remunad as well as Puri, from Jagannath Puri also. We have read. So this is the symptom of pure devotees, Shuddha Bhaktas. We see one by one. First, being stunned, caused by ecstatic tribulation, fearfulness, astonishment, lamentation, and anger. These are all the basic symptoms when we get stunned. Examples are given. Everything available in Lecture of Devotion. You can go through in detail also. When Devaki saw Krishna among the wrestlers at the sacrificial arena of Kamsa, see, this is you can see the pictures also. This is the example. Because of when Devaki saw Krishna, the wrestlers at the sacrificial arena, what happened? Because of tribulation, fearful, everything she faced with that one. When Brahma understood that this covered boy was Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, is the Brahma Vimok Lila. And when Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill with his left hand, the Brajavasis were stunned. They were all astonishment. When Bakasura swallowed Krishna, the demigods were stunned with lamentation. When Aswatthama attempted to release Brahmastra at Krishna, Arjuna was stunned. So these are all the examples how the devotees and the Supreme Lord involved in this particular ecstatic statement, ecstatic position. Second one is perspiring, caused by fearfulness, jubilation, and anger. Examples: when Radharani was jubilantly waiting to see Krishna. This is, see, when Radharani was jubilantly waiting to see Krishna, perspiring, the body started this kind of symptom. When Raktaka, any doubt you can raise your hands, Prabhuji. When Raktaka, one of the servants of Krishna, misunderstood Krishna as Abhimanyu, he had frustration due to fear. Okay, this servant Raktaka is going near to when Bhagavan going taking himself as Abhimanyu to entering Radharani house, he was coming and catching Krishna. That time he saw, he understood Krishna himself came there. That is why this symptom appeared. When Garuda was angry on Indra for showering torrential rainfall at Vrindavan, this one, no? This Lila, I think everybody knows this one. So 7 days continuous rain, because of this one, we got angry. Garuda got angry with Indra. So these are all the examples. So I am giving just examples, one line only. In detail, we can discuss it later on also, no problem. I believe everybody knows this all Lilas. Standing of hairs on the body, caused by shock, jubilation, and fear. When Mother Yasoda found within Krishna's mouth the entire universe, she was shocked. This is the symptom of standing of hairs on the body. When Krishna blew is on in a mock fight with the coward boys, Sridhama had stood up, who was on the opposite side. See the picture. Okay. So this is actually Mark fight only. But even though Sri Rama shocked. The gopis were asking her if she is so jubilant that Krishna is walking on her, that all the trees and plants are standing upright. It looks like they are standing up the air. The gopis are too much wondering how Bhumi Mata is feeling. Then they asked 2 times also, how do you feel about when Varaha Bhagavan is lifting you, when you have this parisam with the Supreme Lord, then Krishna is rolling on you and Krishna is stamping on you. How do you feel? Like that they are asking to Bhumi Devi. So that's why they're giving example, trees and plants are standing upright. This looks like a standing up as on the body. And the faltering of the voice caused by separation, wonder, anger, jubilation, fearfulness. These are all the symptoms to get this faltering of the voice. Voice choked. We are unable to speak in such a particular event, particular scenes. These are the examples here. When Radharani requested Mother Yasoda to stop Akrura from taking Krishna to Madhura. Radharani, when she was talking, unable to speak, Radharani requested Mother Yasoda to stop Akrura. Because that much, they are unable to bear their Vibrama Bhava and separation from Krishna. When Brahma understood that this coward boy is Krishna himself, he bowed down and spoke in faltering voice due to wonder. Very clearly we know this Lila. When Krishna requested gopis to go back to their husband and homes, the gopis spoke in faltering voice due to anger. They don't want to separate from Krishna, even though Krishna advised, no, you are family women, no, it is not the right time to stay with here. Please go back to your home. Krishna advised. So they are unable to speak in front of Krishna. The voice are choked because of anger. When Akrura saw all the Vaikuntha planets resting within the river Yamuna, he began to offer prayers to Krishna in a faltering voice. You have seen Akrura taking Krishna to Madhura. By the time he did Sandhya Vandana in the Yamuna river, then he saw Vaikuntha Loka there. That's Lila also we read from Krishna book. So when Krishna asked his flute back from his friend Patri, the coward boy replied in a faltering voice out of fear. So Krishna asked, hey, give me, why you took my flute? Krishna is commanding and ordering his friend Patri. Then the coward boy, faltering voice of fear. There are the symptoms. Trembling caused by fearfulness, anger, tribulation. When Krishna was trying to capture demon Shanka, Radharani was trembling out of fear. When Sisubala was blaspheming Krishna, Sahadeva was trembling out of anger. When Radharani asked a gopi to stop Krishna from approaching her, and he was a cause of all her grief, Radharani's body was trembling in tribulation. These are all the examples. Trembling. Changing of bodily color. Very beautiful example here. Caused by agreement, fear, jubilation. When all the denizens of Vrindavan have changed their color due to separation from Krishna, Vrindavan looked like a white island in the ocean of milk. Sveta Divam. Looks like. Why? Because all Vrindavan denizens are changed their color because they don't want to, they are unable to bear Krishna's separation. When Krishna entered the arena of Kamsa changed color because of fear. When Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill, Indra's face changed color because of jubilation. So this also one more fear also there in Indra's face. These are the bodily color changes. Examples. Tears caused by jubilation. Cold tear, anger. Hot tear, separation, lamentation. When we feel this tear symptom, when we are in the happy mood, the tears will be very cold. When you are in an angry mood or fearful mood, it will be very hot. You may be experiencing this one. Ananda Kannir. Ayuhi Kannir. Yeah, it's giving hot and cold. When Rukmani was in ecstatic jubilation, similarly Sārvabhauma shed tears out of great affection for Krishna. Rukmani always crying about Krishna. Always she's crying. And Satyabhauma shed tears out of great affection for Krishna. These are the best example. When Sisubala was insulting Krishna, Bhima was shedding tears out of anger. Because Bhima knows the supremacy of Krishna. Sisubala insulting Krishna because of Bhima. That's why Bhima shedding tears. Then Rukmini was shedding tears out of lamentation while talking about separation from Krishna. So Rukmini was shedding tears out of lamentation. Why? Krishna always teasing Rukmini. That we know. Krishna is enjoying that in this pastime. Whenever the time permits, Krishna taking chance to tease Rukmini. So devastation. When we feel this ecstatic symptom in our body, see, we face above said 7 symptoms. So this last one, we are all facing all 7 symptoms in there. Devastation caused when a person is confused by simultaneous happiness and tribulation and does not know what to do. It is called pralaya, devastation. Sometimes the person falls on the ground and all the symptoms of excessive love manifest. That's why I said. So we can experience above said 7 symptoms when we finish devastation state. Symptoms of excessive love. So allow from these 8 symptoms, again, this all 12 symptoms also we are facing within us. Dancing, stretching the body, breathing heavily, rolling on the ground, crying loudly, neglecting the presence of others, singing loudly, yawning, drooling, laughing like a madman, wheeling of the head, belching. These are all the symptoms we can face when we attain the pure love of Godhead. When Krishna suddenly appeared from the bushes, when the gopis were searching for him, they were devastated in happiness. They faced all these 12 symptoms along with above said 8 symptoms. 20 symptoms they faced when Krishna appeared from the bush. When the gopis were searching for Krishna, they lost all senses and absorbed in meditation on him. They were devastated in distress. These are the best examples. So we have to meditate on those symptoms to get experience. So these are any doubt about this one, we can discuss, it will go. Then we'll go to the second topic. Last week, Prabhu discussed very in detail about the 4 philosophies. Yeah, Ramana connected for raised hands. 1 second.
Prabhu, Krishna Nanatana. Prabhu, there is one doubt mentioned about the vital force of life plus earth. Likewise, you explained so many combinations of Ashtasattvic Vikara, like stunned and likewise. So, I'm not able to understand. Yes, stunned as a emotion or this one we understand that from the examples nicely explained. But how to correlate this with the earth? What is the role of earth? Because we are in contact with earth all the time. So the life force is always in contact with the earth. So what is the speciality of that particular emotion, stunned emotion? What is the role of earth? Suddenly it comes into, likewise, you said fire, perspiration. So what exactly is happening there? How the role of each like earth, water, air, each maybe Panch Mahabhuta, or how to understand this?
Yeah. For example, only one we can take is stunned.
Yeah.
Stunned, we discussed caused by ecstatic tribulation, fearfulness, astonishment, lamentation, and anger. When Devaki saw Krishna among the restless at the sacrificial arena of Kamsa, when we get stunned, we are losing our all complete consciousness. We are immediately falling down on the earth. Okay. So stunned means we are losing our all consciousness. We are completely senseless. Senseless means we are completely like they are down. The same thing happened in Arjuna case also. Totally stunned when he saw opposite side, all teachers, grandfather, relatives, everything. He lost himself and giving up his Gandiva and arrows, everything. So we are whatever having in our hand, we are completely losing ourselves, and we are immediately we are falling down on the ground. So and that is why it is connected with the stun. When we stun, this is connected with the earth property. That is the understanding. Acharya is giving this one.
Okay, bro. Thank you. Prabhu, you are on mute. Your audio is on mute, Prabhu.
Yeah, some issues. Okay. So when we face this all kinds of symptoms, everything connected with Panchabhuta. Basically, our body, inside our body, fire is there, isn't it? When we get any kind of emotion, immediately fire will activate.
Prabhu, again, your audio is on mute. Take help of your secretary, Prabhu. Can't hear you.
Yeah, secretary also busy. That's the problem. Okay. So this all Panchabhutas connected, mainly fire. Fire is activated immediately. Anything happen in our body, fire is the first element is activating in our body. Then it is connected with water and earth, fire, sky, everything. That is why we are reacting immediately. Okay, Prabhuji, this is a reason.
Nice, Prabhu.
Prabhu, okay, அடிக்கடி சிக்காது பிரபு.
சொல்ல மாட்டேங்கிற.
அடிக்கடி சிக்காது. இதுல என்ன எனக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so this is the point is we can consider vital force is as our consciousness. When consciousness is connected with fire, we feel burning sensation. Our consciousness is connected with water, we feel we are shedding tears. Our consciousness is connected with the earth, connected with the stunning. This is all that. So connected with our body. Okay, Prabhuji, not literally with these things, the earth or water. This is the with our body, with Panchabhuta. This is the understanding, Prabhuji. Clear?
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other doubt from other devotees? Okay. We'll go to the next slide that we discussed about the four philosophy. Prabhu discussed it. Even though I am refreshing this point, then we can understand why it is required in today's class.
Share agadan kelingo.
I think it is sharing with you, everyone, right?
No, Prabhu.
No?
You can see your lotus face.
Krishna. Why it is giving trouble today, I don't know.
Okay.
Hope you can see now.
Yes, bro. No.
Yes, okay.
Put in the slide mode.
So okay, I'll discuss. Yeah. First, see that Shankaracharya philosophy, Mayavadi philosophy, Shankaracharya philosophy, Shariraka Bhashika, Advaita, Kevala Advaita, monism. So just I am reading this content. You just simply listen, read out, we'll discuss. In Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Krishna is the origin of everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Krishna is everything. Matstani Sarvabhutani. Na cha agam teshvar avastitaha. Everything rests in the body of the Lord. Yet the Lord is not everywhere. Lord is not, yet the Lord is not everywhere. Mayavadi philosophers think that since the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, has become everything, he has no separate existence. This philosophy is called Advaita Vada, which declares all the Brahman and includes impersonalism. This is the philosophy of Shankaracharya, monism. So they are taking main completely only one tattva. So, okay, any doubt in this concept? Already we read many more times Bhagavad Gita, these things. The second level is Rudra Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami, Vallabhacharya Sampradaya also, Pushti Marga. Vishnu Swami, Vallabhacharya, both what they are doing, Sarvakina Bhashyam. I am giving detailed tabular column. You can make a note. Later on also we can discuss, because our master Ramana Kanaya Prabhu also there. He will give detailed information about these topics. Shuddha Advaita Vada, pure monism, complete oneness, both Jiva and Paramatma are one. They are giving this philosophy. Third, what is the difference? Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi, Ramanujacharya, Sri Vaishnava. Sri Bhashyam. What is the Sri Bhashyam and Sarvajna Bhashyam, Sariraga Bhashyam? Commentary for the Vedanta Sutra. Zishadvaidam, that philosophy name, specific monism. Thus, Krishna should not be thought of as being alone, but should be considered as eternally existing with all his manifestations, as described by Ramanujacharya. In the Vishadvaita philosophy, God's energies, expansion, and incarnations are considered to be oneness in diversity. In other words, God is not separate from all other these. Everything together is God. So any doubt is there in this topic? You can remember this sloka 10.8 Bhagavad Gita. I'm just giving the hint. Then 14 is Kumar Sampradaya, right? Nimbarka, Nimbaditya, our next name. Sanakadi Sampradaya, Nimbarka, Parijada Sārvabhauma Bhashyam. Dvaida Dvaida Vada. Prabhupada says, yes, Dvaida and Advaita, just like this finger is my finger, it is part of this body. So you can say this finger is also a body, but at the same time, the finger is not the body. If you say, this is my body, that is no wrong, because finger is also part of the body. But if you say that the finger is body, that is also wrong. This is Dvaida Advaita. It is simultaneously one and different. Similarly, the soul and the supreme soul, Supreme Lord, equal in quality. Krishna says, Mamaivam so jevaloke. The small particle of God is gold. That is Advaita. You cannot say because it is small particle of gold. You cannot say it is iron, it is gold. That is Advaita. But the gold mine and the gold earring, there are difference. You cannot say the gold earring is as good as the gold mine. That is Vaida. So in this way, as so far our spiritual existence is concerned, we are one, but so far our energies are concerned, that is different. Now come to our Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhvacharya, Shuddha Dvaidavada, pure dualism. Very beautiful example given here. Bali Maharaja was the seer of the personality of Godhead, universal body, and that body was that which was seen. Thus, there is Dvaidavada. There are always two entities, and seer and the seen. So very clear, I think everybody got the point. One. So Bali Maharaja is the seer, Bhagavan is the seen. So Lord Chaitanya giving detailed explanation about this Achindya, Veda, Abheda.
Looks like we lost Prabhu's connection.
Okay, sorry, Prabhuji, computer failed, so that's why I am coming to the mobile now. We will complete this one session. Okay. So we understand this Advaita Veda. So last lesson only. Everybody knows the Achindya Veda Abheda Tattva. We are qualitatively one and quantitatively different between us. These are the four tattvas, four philosophy. We should understand very clearly in between the difference between the four philosophies. Mainly the what do you call Mayavada philosophy. That we should understand very clearly differences. So now we'll go to the classes now. 68 verses. Last class, Prabhu explained. The next day, Gopinatha Acharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see the early raising of the Lord Jagannatha. 68. Gopinatha Acharya then took Mukundadatta with him and went to Sārvabhauma house. When they arrived, Sārvabhauma addressed Mukundadatta as follows. I will read the slokas. Mukundadatta lana aile Sārvabhauma stane Sārvabhauma kichutane balila vachane. Gopinatha Acharya then took Mukundadatta with him and went to Sārvabhauma's house. When they arrived, Sārvabhauma addressed Mukundadatta as follows. So we will come to the class. Back to your notes, last week notes. So Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya informed to Gopinatha Acharya to keep Mahaprabhu in separate apartment. She arranged there. Mahaprabhu staying there. Now Mukundadatta, Gopinatha Acharya and Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, all three are meeting there, discussing about Mahaprabhu. This is the scene now. 69. Prakriti vinita sanyasi dekita sundara amara bahu priti bade inhara upara. The sannyasi is very meek and humble by nature, and his person is very beautiful to see. Consequently, my affection for him increases. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya considered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a very humble and meek person, because although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, he still remained his brahmachari name. The Lord took sannyasa from Keshava Bharati in the Bharati Sampradaya, in which the brahmacharis, the assistants of the sannyasis, are named Chaitanya. Even after accepting sannyasa, the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu retained the name Chaitanya, meaning a humble servant of a sannyasi. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya appreciated this very much. So we will discuss in the chapter, sloka number 73, about the Shankaracharya given the name, 10 names of these followers. And the sannyasis are categorized to 10 names. Some disciples, assistants are categorized to 4 categories. In that category, the topmost is one Chaitanya. So that will discuss in the 73 stokas. Kon sampradaya sannyasa karyachena grahane kiba nama inhara sunita hayamana. So from which sampradaya has he accepted the sannyasa order and what is his name? So Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya asking all these questions to Gopinatha Acharya. Gopinatha kahe nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Guru Inkara Keshava Bharati Mahadanya. Gopinatha Acharya replied, the Lord's name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya and his sannyasa preceptor is the greatly fortunate Keshava Bharati. 72. Sārvabhauma kahe inhara nama Sarvottama Bharati Sampradaya ego Hayena Madhyamam. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya said, Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to the Bharati community. Therefore, he is a second-class sannyasi. Why he is saying this, mentioning specifically second-class sannyasi, that we will discuss next sloka. Gopinatha kahe inhara nahi Bhaya Bheksha Ate eva bada sampradaya nahika apeksha. Gopinatha Acharya replied, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on an external formality. There is no need for him to accept the sannyasa order from the superior sampradaya. Why is giving detailed explanation about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya? Because Gopinatha Acharya is in Krishna Lila. He was the, anybody knows who is Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya in Krishna Lila? Anybody knows?
Brihaspati.
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 Huh?
Brihaspati Prabhu.
No, Prakaspati. He is Brahma Mataji, the creator of the universe.
Prabhu, but Haridas Thakur is Brahma and Prahlad Maharaj combination.
Yes. Agreed. It's mentioned here, Gopinatha Acharya also. So we know so many Brahmas there, isn't it? It's mentioned there, the Krishna Lila, it is there. Gopinatha Acharya also Brahma incarnation. That is why he is giving detailed, he knows Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself. And Mukundatta, who is Mukundatta? Mukundatta is the Madhukanta, sweet voice. That is why today Mataji sing very with her sweet voice today. Very apt. So Mukundatta is the, in Krishna Lila, he was the Madhukanta. He was singing very nicely. And Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya is Brihaspati. Mataji told now, Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, Brihaspati, Indra's Guru. Okay. So that is why he is explaining completely about the Lord's pastimes and who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Then we go to the purport, very clearly mentioned here. Gopinatha Acharya replied, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyasa from the Bharati Sampradaya community, which belongs to the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya introduced names for his sannyasa disciplic, and these are 10 in number. Out of these, if possible, can share the video. No. These are the 10 names. I'll read one by one. Of the out of these, the surnames Tirtha, Ashrama, and Saraswati are considered topmost. In the monastery at Sringeri, the surname Saraswati is considered first class. Bharati, second class. That is why previous loka Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya is second class. Therefore, he is a second class sannyasi. He mentioned here. So very new information. So you can make a note this one. Saraswati is considered first class. Bharati is second class. Puri is a third class. A sannyasi who has very nicely understood the slogan Tattvamasi and who takes his birth at the confluence of the river Ganges, Yamuna, and Saraswati is called the Tirtha. A person who is very eager to accept sannyasa, who is detached from the worldly activities, who has no desire for any kind of material facilities, and who is the saved from repeated birth and death is known as ashrama. When a sannyasi lives in a beautiful solitary place in the forest and is freed from all material desire, he is called vana. A sannyasi who always lives in the forest and renounces all connections with the world in order to be elevated to the heavenly planets where he can live in the Nandana Kanana is called Aranya. One who prefers living in the mountains, engaging in the study of the Bhagavad Gita and whose intelligence is fixed in is called Giri. One who prefers living in great mountains, even among ferocious animals, to attain the summit of philosophical speculation, in this understanding that the essence of this material world is useless, is called Parvata. A sannyasi who has dipped into the ocean of the absolute truth and collected some valuable stones of knowledge from that ocean, who never falls from the regulative principles of a sannyasi, who is called Sagara. One who has learned the classical art of music, who engages in its culture and who has become expert and completely aloof from material attachment is called Saraswati. So we have discussed with Saraswati also. So again, I am repeating the 10 names of this Mayavadi philosophy given in here. 1 minute. So I am repeating that one: Saraswati, Bharati, Puri, Tirtha, Ashrama, Vana, Aranya, Giri, Parvada, Sagara. These are all the 10 names given by Shankaracharya Actually, nothing difference among one and other. Slight difference only. But how they are practicing their sannyasa ashrama, how they are engaging themselves to know the truth of the Lord, it's all explained very clearly here. Saraswati is the goddess of music and learning, and in one hand she holds a musical instrument called the veena. A sannyasi who is always engaged in music for spiritual elevation is called Saraswati. So Narada Maharishi is the best example. He is always holding veena and always holding the scriptures also. He is glorifying Sriman Narayanan. One who has become completely educated and is freed from all kinds of ignorance and who is never unhappy, even in a distressed condition, is called Bharat. We can come to know very clearly Keshava Bharati and Madhya Puri, everything we know. That's why we can come to know the clarity, get the clarity about this title. One who has become very expert in absolute knowledge, who is situated in the absolute truth, and who always discuss the absolute truth is called Puri. Madhya Puri. All these sannyasis are assisted by brahmacharis. This Ego said, no? These all sannyasis are assisted by the brahmacharis. The brahmacharis are having 4 categories who are described as follows. One who knows his real identity and is fixed in his particular occupational duty, who is always happy in spiritual understanding, is called a Swarupa Brahmachari. So I am the servant of my Guru. One who understands this completely, who is called a Swarupa Brahmachari. He is completely taking care of himself and taking care of his own Guru. He never think about others. That is why whenever Mahaprabhu fainted, one devotee is sitting other side, is unable to come this side, he never take prasadam the whole day. Some disciples will never take prasadam unless otherwise his Guru instructed to take prasadam. He will not take. This kind of devotees as assistants are called as Swarupa Brahmacharis. One who completely knows the Brahman effulgence and is always engaged in the practice of yoga is called a Prakasha Brahmachari. One who has acquired absolute knowledge and who always meditate on the absolute truth, knowledge and the unlimited and the Brahman effulgence, thus keeping himself in transcendental bliss, is called Ananda Brahmachari. He is always getting blissful within himself. One who is able to distinguish between matter and the spirit, very important point here, who is never disturbed by material transformations and who meditate on the unlimited, inexhaustible, auspicious Brahman effulgence, is a first-class learned brahmachari and his name is Chaitanya. That is Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So because Mahaprabhu came here to give the Krishna Prema to live as an example, living example. That's why he's always fainted whenever he listened the name of Krishna name. When Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya was talking with Gopinathacharya about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyasa community, he appreciated the first name Sri Krishna, but did not like the surname Chaitanya. Why? Which is the name for a brahmachari belonging to the Bharati community. He therefore suggested that the Lord be elevated to the Saraswati community. However, Gopinathacharya pointed out that the Lord does not depend on any external formality, because Gopinathacharya knows the purpose of Avatara. So who is Mahaprabhu? He knows very well. That is why, because he was in the ignorant mood. Who is Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya is the ignorant mood, that he could not understand. It's a distinguishing, it's differentiating in between what is the meaning of Chaitanya, what is the meaning of Bharati, what is the meaning of Puri, is differentiating. He doesn't know the motto of avatar of Mahaprabhu, but Gopinathacharya knows everything clearly. That's why he's screaming here. Gopinathacharya pointed out that the Lord does not depend on any external formality. Gopinathacharya was firmly convinced that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself. That is very strong. Firmly convinced. Therefore, independent of any external ritual or formality, if one wants to engage in pure devotional service, he does not require titular superiority as a Bharati or a Saraswati. You don't want. We should understand ultimately what is understand this purport here. We should understand the supremacy of Supreme Lord Mahaprabhu and no need to go elaborate about the 10 kinds of sannyasis and the 4 kinds of brahmacharis, and what is their rules and regulations, what is their knowledge, what is their austerity, everything. We no need to for sake of knowledge, we can understand. Then we should understand, we should meditate on the supremacy of the Lord and the purpose of the incarnation. 74. Bhaṭṭācārya kahe inhara prauda yavana kamete sanyasa dharma aive rakshanam. The Bhaṭṭācārya inquired, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his full-fledged youthful life. How can he keep the principles of sannyasa? So, we have to, from this sloka, what we understand, we should accept as it is, as Prabhupada told. Guru, Sadhu, Sastra, we should accept. The Mayavadis are never accept. They are keep on raising questions. Okay, this is a good sign. When we keep on raising the questions, we are getting clarity. We are traveling towards the spiritual path and getting light to get the perfectness. I agree. But some extent we have to accept. And we have to adapt, that we have to learn. As a sadhakas, we should keep in mind. I'm giving this point. Why no? In so many devotees are keep on asking. They are not coming to the conclusion. First, we have to fix faith, Shraddha level. We should faith on the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Slowly, the doubts will be cleared. That we should understand. Mainly for the sadhakas, sadhaka devotees, practicing devotees. Nirantara inha ke Vedanta sunaiba vairagya advaita marge pravesha karaiba. I shall continually recite Vedanta philosophy before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that he may remain fixed in his renunciation and thus enter upon the path of monism. So he is influencing his own philosophy, his own thoughts about the supremacy of the Lord to Gopinathacharya here. According to Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, among sannyasis, the cultivation of Vedanta philosophy helps in becoming detached from sense gratification. Thus, a sannyasi can protect the prestige of wearing a loincloth kopina. One has to practice sense controls as well as mind control and subdue the 6 forces of speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals. Then one can become expert in understanding the devotional service of the Lord and thus become a perfect sannyasi. For that purpose, one must cultivate knowledge and renunciation regularly. When one is attached to material sense gratification, he cannot protect his sannyasa order. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya suggested that by the study of Vedanta, Vairagya, renunciation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might be saved from the clutches of full-fledged youthful desires. Why is this statement coming here? Because of, as I told, is never understand the supremacy of the Lord. That is why he is giving his own philosophy here. But even though it is very useful for us to control our 6 urges, speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals, to control our senses, we have to learn all those things. Okay. Thus, a sannyasi can protect the prestige of wearing a loincloth. Why we have to wear a loincloth? Because we should externally, when we appear externally, we can recall ourselves, we can think ourselves, I am in that mood. Why we are insisting the devotees put tilaka, put Vaishnava dress, put kantimala? Why? Because we should realize ourselves. Unless otherwise external appearance, we will not remember ourselves. I am Vaishnava, I am initiated devotee, I am sheltered devotee, I am second Brahmanical initiated devotees. I should not speak like this. I should behave myself like that to remind ourselves, to maintain ourselves. We should take all those things. That is very important. To control our anger, tongue, to control our bellies. Why we are insisting devotees to take only prasadam, to control our tongue, to control our belly, to control our genitals. We are insisting our devotees to take only prasadam. We are not the level of Paramahamsa level or Bhaṭṭācārya level, because we are beginners, we are Kanishta Adhikaris. Even though Kanishta Adhikaris, devotees, we all know the 9 categories. Kanishta, Madhyama, Kanishta Uttama. Again, Madhya Kanishta, Madhya Uttama. Then Uttama Kanishta, Uttama Madhya, Uttama. So 9 category we know. So where we are. I think myself below the 9, I think. Not in the any 9 categories. What to say? So that's why
Kahena yati Puranapi yoga pattadiya samskara kariya uttama sampradhaye aniya. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya then suggested, if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like, I could bring him into a first class sampradaya by offering him saffron cloth and performing the reformatory process again. It's not required. It shows ignorance because of the Mayavadi principle. Always like they are standing their own philosophy, their own tattvas. They are never convinced. That's why is telling important point here. The Bhaṭṭācārya wanted to reinstate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the Saraswati Sampradaya because he did not like the lords belonging to the Bhari Sampradaya or Puri Sampradaya. Actually, he did not know the position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not depend on an inferior or superior Sampradaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead remains in the supreme position in all circumstances. Yeah. So Krishna is never bound to this three modes of material nature. He never bound to any kind of karmic influences. We know everything very detailed. We read many times, right? Any doubt in this point? I hope nobody having this doubt. Suni Gopinatha Mukunda Dunke Dukhai Haila Gopinathācārya Kichu Kahite Raghila. Gopinathācārya and Mukundatta became very unhappy when they heard this. Gopinathācārya therefore addressed Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya as follows. So, pure devotees, they wait some extent. Beyond that, they will not tolerate. When we giving interpretation or a different opinion about the Supreme Lord, this is a symptom of pure devotees. We have seen so many devotees exhibited their own anger, their own. Just now also we have seen Bhima shed tears when Sisupala says Supreme Lord. Hanuman set a fire in Sri Lanka, so that we know. So pure devotees never tolerate themselves when somebody blasts them Supreme Lord. Here, my dear 78, Bhaṭṭācārya tumi inhara na jana makima Bhagavata Lakshanera Ingatai Sima. My dear Bhaṭṭācārya, you do not know the greatness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are found in him to the highest degree. That's a very important point here. Highest degree. There is no point of percentage, less or no. Highest degree. They are giving a strong statement here. You do not know the greatness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You do not know very clearly. So that is the pure devotee. They should not have any kind of fear within them. They are ready to blast them, ready to counteract with anyone at any cost, at any moment, any place, circumstances. They have to interact, they have to refute the Mayavadis at any time. That's why they are giving strong word. You do not know the greatness of Lord. Since the Bhaṭṭācārya was an impersonalist, he had no idea of the absolute truth beyond the impersonal influence. However, Gopinathācārya informed him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who know the absolute truth know it in three phases as explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, you say that Na Pranashyati. Name Bhakta Na Pranashyati. He is telling very clearly, you have to declare now boldly. That word is given in Bhagavad Gita. Boldly you declare, my Bhakta never perishable. So when devotees are declaring about the Lord, it's more remarkable one point. So no need to worry about this one. Vadante tat tattvavidas tattvam yat jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. We have listened this sloka 100 times. Those who are in knowledge of the non-dual absolute truth know very clearly what is Brahman, what is Paramatma, and what is the supreme spelling mistake. Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Shat Aishvarya Purna, complete with the 6 opulences. Gopinathācārya emphasized that all those 6 opulences were completely existing in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have seen these slokas. Arivu Pugar Selvam Veeram, Arivu Turavu. So with all 6 kind of symptoms, isn't it? We have seen in Mahaprabhu. Gopinathācārya giving evidence. He is witnessing. Mahaprabhu is having all those 6 symptoms. When we have this complete faithness, when we understand supremacy of Krishna, then only we can declare. Unless otherwise, we are unable to declare very boldly. Tahate vidyata inko parama ishvara ajna sthane kichu make vignare gochara. Gopinath Acharya continued, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is celebrated as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are ignorant in this connection find the conclusion of knowledgeable men very difficult to understand. So, Mahaprabhu is celebrated as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are ignorant. He is not only chastising Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya here. He is giving, like we people also. They are practicing so many years. We have never come to the conclusion. We are not taking our Javamala immediately. Even after 5 years also, they are requesting the devotee, Prabhu, please chant minimum 4-1 Prabhu, Prabhu. Please come for the class, Prabhu. They are requesting 100 times. People are hesitating. People are not understanding because of Manda Buddhi, Manda Sumanda Buddhi. This is the reason. That's why strong words are coming here. Those who are ignorant in this connection find the conclusion of knowledgeable men very difficult to understand. Okay, so we are thinking I am more learned person. No, we are not learned person. That doesn't mean MA, MPhil, PhD are learned. No. When we understand the tattva, when we understand I am the servant of the Lord, that is high degree. That is equal to 5 PhD. But we have to come to that level. Shishya gana kake Ishvara kaka kon pramane Acharya kake Vijnana mate Ishvara lakshane. The disciples of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya retaliated, by what evidence do you conclude that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord? This is the main question, the important question coming here. So all disciples of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya are asking, so what is the evidence? Gopinath Acharya replied, the statement of authorized Acharya who understand the supremacy of Godhead are proof. Since the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there have been many pseudo-incarnations in India who do not present unauthorized evidence. 500 years ago, the disciples of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, being very learned scholar, were certainly right in asking Gopinath Acharya for evidence. This is the main reason. We should understand, if Arjuna not asking questions, Gita will not get Gita from Krishna. Isn't it? Parikshit Maharaja not cursed, we didn't get the Srimad Bhagavatam. So similarly here, Gopinath Acharya disciples are asking about supremacy of the Lord, then the answers are given to the world, to understand the Mayavadi people, who is Supreme Lord. That is the reason here. If a person proposes that he himself is God, or that someone else is an incarnation of God or God himself, he must cite evidence from Shastra to prove his claim. Thus, the request of the Bhaṭṭācārya's disciples is quite bona fide. Unfortunately, at the present moment, it has become fashionable to present someone as an incarnation of God without referring to the Shastras. Before an intelligent person accepts someone as an incarnation of God, however, he must ask about the evidence. When the disciples of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya challenged Gopinath Acharya, he immediately replied correctly, we must hear the statements of great personalities in order to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna is established as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by statement from many authorized persons such as Brahma, Narada, Vyasadeva, Asita, Arjuna. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also established as a Supreme Personality of Godhead by evidence from the same personalities. This will be explained later. So very clearly explained. So Arjuna also taking in Bhagavad Gita, after seeing the Vishwarupa Darshana, I am not only saying you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am taking the evidence, I am taking the support from the Narada, Vyasa, Devala, Asita. Based on their footsteps, I am declaring now you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So similarly, Mahaprabhu also Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is going to discuss in further verses. We have seen in so many evidence, in Srimad Bhagavatam also. So 11th chapter, 11th skanda, 5th chapter, 30 to 23 verses, I think. So you know everything. How Mahaprabhu came with Sangha Ubango. So we have seen this one. So many evidence we have come across. We have separate PowerPoint presentation also about evidence of Mahaprabhu appearance in this material world. So in this level, we can stop this class here. Up to 18 slokas we have covered. So in this regard, any doubt, any comment, any questions, please welcome. Give your blessings. I can do my classes to give in detailed manner. I'm requesting all the devotees. Please, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shamsundara Prabhu, for wonderful explanation of the pastime. We are heading towards very nice discussion between Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. We are all very eagerly waiting how the discussion happens and how Lord Chaitanya Prabhu delivers Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Prabhuji, I have one question. Because you explained different gradations of sannyasis, like Bharati, Saraswati, and all. So among this Saraswati, because Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya wanted to do the sannyasa ceremony again for Lord Chaitanya Prabhu to elevate him to the level of Saraswati. So does it mean that Saraswati are the highest among these sannyasis? Can we understand that, Prabhu?
Yeah, the Saraswati sannyasis are more learned people, they're jnanis. They did a lot of svadhyaya, yajna, like 4 Kumaras. So they're always searching the truth of the Lord. So the basic idea behind this was this Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, Mahaprabhu should be completely knowledgeable, completely know about the truth, and he has to learn so many sastras. That is why he is understanding. And second point is he has to master in classical art. Should be master in classical art. They're all together. So one who has to master in classical art, one who has to master in the philosophically based, and one who has to sannyasical the yama niyamanam. So all those principal steps, everything they have to be perfect in their practice. So and the external dress code also. These are all the symptoms of the perfect sannyasi. That's why you want to put him in Mahaprabhu in that class. That's why he is proposing to elevate the Saraswati level. He is understanding right now the Bharati level or Puri level is a second class. That is why he is proposing, I will initiate to make him the first class level based on Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya understanding. But Gopinathacharya refuting, you don't know about Mahaprabhu. He is allowed from all those categories. Like that, he is giving explanation.
So, Prabhu, does that mean that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur belongs to that Saraswati category? That's why
Yes.
it's called Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Yes, Prabhuji. This all our acharyas are coming in so many categories. Everybody are establishing the specific title. They are shining that. How devotees are focusing their own bhava and bhakti, their particular name of the Lord, like Narayana, Keshava, Madhava, Govinda, like everybody having their own Ishta Devata. Similarly, they are established themselves in a particular title. They are mastered in a particular. For example, as you said, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is a very well scholarly person in our parampara. That's why he is Simha Guru. He is a highly qualified person, highly reputed person, and so many instruments also I heard is played. So that's why he is fixed in that particular title, Prabhuji. That's why all titles are apt and perfect for our own Sampradaya Acharyas. But some Acharyas are shining their particular title to establish themselves.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Ramanand Prabhu.
No, few hands are raised. So,
Okay, please. I will ask them.
yeah, Prabhu, please continue.
Yeah, Prabhuji, yes. Continue to that. Actually, in all four mathas established by Shankaracharya, we see the last name is Saraswati. So the first name may be different, Prakashananda Saraswati, Nishalananda Saraswati, like that. But in the last name, it will be Saraswati.
Yeah.
And yes, Prabhuji. My question is, Prabhuji, is like from the conversation between this the follower of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya and the Acharya. So, suppose someone is criticizing one's Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru. At that time, what should the devotee do? You understand my question, Prabhu?
Yeah, you after ending with the Saraswati, correct, no?
Yeah.
First question. Yeah, because it's my understanding, our movement is Sankirtana movement. Completely. So Sankirtana movement means we are expert in singing, we're expert in shastras, we're expert in philosophical base. That is why Prabhupada insisting, read my books, read my books. Prabhupada given everything. There is no doubt in any point of view, any point of thing. When we again read the small books also, in every book, we can get more clarity. More doubt will be cleared. So in this way, that is why we are calling Saraswati. Basically, we are well scholarly people, learned people, and we are doing so many arts. So we have seen so many Prabhupada doing many art. Art means playing mridanga, harmonium, so many skills we have within us, right? No? So that is why this is given one point, right? My understanding. Second question.
Prabhuji, second question is, suppose two devotees they are discussing, and one devotee criticize the Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru of the other devotee. So what the other devotee should do at that time?
So in 1-to-1 means we can convince them very humble and meek. That is very important. See, when here also we can learn from this conversation between Gopinath and Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya blaspheming or raising so many questions. Gopinath not reacting immediately is reasoning. Similarly, Arjuna was lamenting 46 slokas in first chapter. Krishna simply listening, and after that he is giving evidence and is giving complete tattva to Arjuna. Similarly, Gopinath giving completely, you don't know about the supremacy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like we started to giving clearly evidence and everything. Similarly, we should convince the opponent person with a meek and humble way. We should not react immediately. As we discussed before class also, any kind of activity, we should not react immediately, we should respond. When we respond, the opponent, never, he should not forget hereafter, never that fellow should forget our action. We should explain the answer by our own activity, our own exemplary behavior. You should understand the answer. Okay. So we can ask how it is possible, Prabhuji. I'll say a simple example in husband wife in between also. I told before also in the classes. So Mataji preparing sambar, sabji. She forgot to put namak, salt. She is serving to you. You are eating that prashadam. No namak. Now you will react or respond. There is no salt in the sabji or sambar. You react or respond. Prabhuji?
React, Prabhu.
What is
Reacted.
your kind of reaction?
Not good
Generally we
reaction.
shout, isn't it? "Re दिमाग नहीं है, नमक नहीं डाला, क्या कर दिया?" Huh? We are immediately shouting and reacting towards, right? So we should not react. How can we respond? We have to accept the prasadam as it is, without namak, no problem. Tolerate yourself. Take completely without saying even a single word. Finish it. Come out, wash your hands. Then she will take prasadam. Then she will realize, oh, I forgot to put salt. My husband not noticed, not intimating me, not informing me, not chastising me. What a man. Oh. So she will eat. She will realize herself. Then that day onwards, she never forget to put salt in sambar or sabji. By action, we have to prove. She will ask, sorry dear, I forgot to put salt in this sabji, sambar today, sorry. Then you have to smiling face, you have to say, no, it's okay, my darling. Tomorrow take care. That's all. This is responding. But instead of responding, 99% we are reacting immediately, we are reacting. This is simple example. You can take it in friendship level, devotee level, working office level, anywhere. When we respond the activity, sorry sir, the manager shouting, sorry sir, I thought it was very wonderful, but I did my level of knowledge, this presentation, but somewhere I with the small mistakes, sorry sir, next time I will correct it. So the manager will be in the cool mood. Sir, ab kya bol raha hai? Should not shout in front of the manager, because so this way we should respond, we should not react at any cost. In this way, we can convince devotees whenever they are blaspheming or shouting or raising any doubt or any aggravate talk. So this is our understanding, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I will stay a few days in your house. I can understand all this.
Yeah, you can directly see the activities in between my wife and myself, Prabhuji. So really, I learned I should not talk in front of whatever coming to my plate, I'll eat. Whether boiled, unboiled, cooked or uncooked, whatever coming to my plate, I'm eating from you. I'm not talking aggravate, I'm talking true, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hari. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Jagannath Jagadish Prabhu. Jagadishwar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari bol Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu, you were mentioning in initial about Abhimanyu, when Krishna went in disguise as Abhimanyu. So I think that
Mataji, 1 minute. So the system not supporting me, helping me. I don't know. Okay,
no, no problem, Prabhu. I just want to know little about Abhimanyu.
Your voice will go because. Yes, Mataji, please continue, please.
Prabhu, am I audible right now?
Yeah, okay.
Prabhu, I just want to know little more about Abhimanyu. So, as you mentioned initially, that the Dwarapalaka was feared when he saw Krishna when he disguised as Abhimanyu, because both look similar. So, just can you spotlight on this, Prabhuji?
Abhimanyu also Krishna's incarnation only.
How? I just want to know how, Prabhuji. What is that?
Yeah, Radharani, we know internal potency of Krishna.
Yeah.
So Abhimanyu is Krishna's shadow. Nothing is a simple word. I'm giving simple word to you. Krishna's shadow.
Prabhu, your voice is low. Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry. Your voice.
Sorry. Okay, now you're audible.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, please.
Krishna's shadow is Abhimanyu.
Okay.
You clear now?
Yeah.
So there's no difference between shadow and the original person. Okay. So in this way, Krishna is joining with his own internal potency. Even though he is taking a role, he is chastised by Krishna, he is getting defamed in the Jatlaputta. There's so many things we read about Abhimanyu, right? So this is a pastime. Okay, Mataji. That is why when he came as the Abhimanyu, no one can understand who is real Abhimanyu, who is Krishna. Nobody can understand. Only this Patri, the devotee of Krishna, the friend of Krishna, he understood. When he holding Krishna's dress tightly to catch Krishna, why are you coming here? Then he saw, oh, this is Krishna only, not Abhimanyu. Then he astonished. Yes, Matas.
Okay, thank you. Hari.
Haribol. Any other? Any other hands raised?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for
Dandavāt
nice
Pranam.
presentation, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, you said about 9 adhikaris. Where is that scriptural reference, Prabhu? I heard about three adhikaris, like Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta. And also, at what level one can go back to Godhead? That is the question.
Any level we can go, Prabhuji. Only Krishna Prema required. Haribol, Haribol. Nice, Prabhuji. It is available, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavad Master is available, Prabhuji. I'll give you the reference, no problem. 9 adhikaris are there. So, doesn't mean we are to situated in the Uttama adhikari. Only thing we should understand the supremacy of the Lord. We should understand our own position. Swaya Swarupa. I am servant of the Lord. When we understand that one, we come to know we don't want to do Sandhya Vandana, we don't want to do the Pitru Karma, we don't want to do the everything. I know only Supreme Lord. I know the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. That level. When we attain that level, we can consider we are in the level of devotion service, pure devotion service. There is no scale. I am in the Madhyama Adhikari. I am in the Madhyama Uttama Adhikari. I am in the Madhyama Adhikari. No. So when we understand the core point, I am the servant of the Lord. Nothing belongs to me. I am dependent on Supreme Lord only at any cost, at any moment. I am not doing. I am the non-Karviyagarikyan, I am Kartavagan. He is a doer. I am the object. That understanding should, when we come, when we realize, then we can execute the pure love of Godhead, then we can understand Prabhuji. So to understand, to bring the devotees in the level of bhakti, we are categorized, or Acharyas giving categorized level. You are the level. When you taking care of the devotees, you are Madhyama Adhikari. When you are taking care of the Supreme Lord, when you are nothing belongs to you, Akinchana level. So you are in the Uttama Adhikari. Like that, we are categorized to develop ourselves. So the core point is when we understand, when we put into the Draupadi level, when we raise our both hands, then we can understand. That is our scale. Is it okay, Prabhuji?
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Prabhu, like you said, like everyone, when Guru gives the initiation, it is mentioned Dasa. So Dasa means servant. So by default, when we are accepting the Guru, we are committing that, yes, I am the servant of you and Krishna. So then still after that also, so where is a question of pride, Prabhu? Pride should not be there. Pride is shattered when we took initiation from Guru. So we are servant, that's we are accepting, we are the servant of Guru and Krishna.
Yes, no doubt at all. We should accept. That is why we should develop the humility and meek and humble that we should develop. So many classes we discussed this, for this point also. We have to execute, accept, adapt. When Guru says something, immediately we have to accept. We should not. It is mentioned previous chapter also. I think fourth chapter. Fourth chapter also it is accepted when Madhavendra Puri instructed by Gopalji to go to Puri, bring Malaya Chandan and Karpura, is immediately accepted. Lord's instruction immediately accepted. He never says, I am old man, I am unable to walk, how can I carry the so much of weight? Wood, sandalwood is so much of weight. How can I carry? How can I bring here? How can I answer the toll gate adhikaris? No, because immediately accepted, it started traveling towards Jagannath Puri. That level we should understand. When Guru giving Diksha, immediately we have to execute our duties. Guru says practice 4 regulative principles and practice chant 16 round and do preaching. Agreed. Start. Prabhu, I discussed it with so many neighbors. I'm unable to make even one devotee. No problem at all. Try again and again. Try again and again. That is our mood. So our ultimate point is try to execute Guru's instruction as much as possible. And secondly, explore ourselves. What are the qualities within me? What are the qualities I have? In what way I can execute this order of my Guru? Whether I'm unable to speak, I'm not a good preacher. In what way I can please? Okay, this is the way.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavad pranam.
So one time Prabhupada was asking, somebody put the message in the WhatsApp also. So you the cooking class, Prabhupada taking cooking class for Mataji. This is one Mataji husband came and standing near the doorstep. So why is waiting? Then he said, I'm waiting for my wife. So you want to go to Golak Vrindavana or you want to go to wife loka? Like that's Prabhupada asking. So we should meditate on Supreme Lord. We should fix our mind to Guru's instruction. Then the disciple become a very good devotee later on. We read Prabhupada Lila Amrita also. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other questions?
Naran.
So very good class, Prabhuji, and very nicely explanation, and I understood a little bit also. Okay, Prabhuji, regarding the example you given salt, it is a very practical example. I am seeing that in my life also. I saw that my father used to tell us that never you should ask, never you should tell, never you should complain whoever is preparing the food. Them. So I practically feel that up to the last year, I never asked to my wife or my mother or even my other brother also, brother, sister, okay, salt is less or chili is high or chili is less. We never ask, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. So this is a very practical example. Whatever our parents are teaching or you people like are teaching us from the Shastra, that is a practical example. So it is a wonderful examples, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for the wonderful class and nice explanation of questions, practical way of explaining the questions. So nice. Thank you very much, all the devotees, for attending today's session. Next week, we'll continue to hear from Grace Sachipremi Mataji from verse 81 onwards. I would like to thank Shyamasundara Lilaraj once again for giving us the nectar and driving us to the upcoming discussions between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. So Prabhu is setting a stage for us to understand the most confidential discussions of how Lord is going to deliver Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. So thank you very much, Shyamasundara Prabhu, for your kind mercy upon us. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo anandapadevashandiki jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for your secretary also.
Krishna. Okay.
I know why she is sitting there, because Prabhu, she do not bother to get tired. So she, maybe other side, son also sitting doctor. So make sure that Prabhu is taken care nicely from time to time. Not too much exertion and